So in today's class, we are going to discuss about Connector Framework API. So we have a setup API to access a connector service to get the backend system connection. Like we can, this is another way of connecting to SAP system from portal application and accessing the BAPI. So this is most widely used method, and SAP recommends to use this method after version Enterprise Portal 6.0. So this is one of the widely used method to connect to SAP system and to access the data, and this has effective connection management and connection pooling. So in this method, so we call existing standard service which provides a connection to a backend. So it takes parameters like um, alias name and the connection properties object, and it gives the connection. So we need to make sure that we got the required jar files. Let's start creating a portal application, a portal component like Abstract Portal component or JSP9 page, and let's connect to a backend system using this connector framework service. So let's create a project first. So demo on connector framework, and let's create a portal component. So I'm going to choose Abstract Portal component. So this is fine with for demos and JSP9 page. Normally we use this one since we use a bean as well here. So let's choose Abstract Portal component first here. And name of the package, finish. So add the required jar files. So make sure you got the required jar files. For using connector framework API, you need to add some five jar files. So I got all the jar files in a folder. So you need to add activation, you need to add connector service API, add connector, generic connector, and JTA. So make sure you added all the required jar files. And so let's start importing the packages. So we need to import a bunch of packages here. So make sure you need to make an entry in portlab.xml file. So that's important here because we need to refer the standard service. So we are using a standard service that is actually providing you the connection. So make sure that you make an entry in portlab.xml file first. So let's finish that first. So in portlab.xml file under application config area, so add services reference. So add a new property called services reference, and the value is com sap portal dot ivs dot connector service. So make sure you got this entry, and it should be under application config. So this property is required. That's fine, and we are done with the portal app.xml file, and let's go back to the Java class or the controller here, and let's start importing the required packages here. So the required packages. So what are the required packages? Let me import. So make sure you're done with all the imports. Here you can see I imported iConnection, iInteraction, iInteraction spec, iConnector gateway service, and connection properties, and the record metadata, record set, portal runtime, map record, and record factory. So you need to make sure you imported all the required packages here, and that's pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you need to import 10 packages here. So make sure you got all this. Then let's start the coding. So as I mentioned, we are using a standard service called connector service to get the connection. So the first step is getting a connector gateway service object, and so to get a connector gateway service object you need portal runtime, and that we imported, and using portal runtime you get a get service method. So there is a method called get runtime resources in portal runtime. So portal runtime dot get runtime resources dot get service. So that's the method actually. So let's get the first object is preparing connector gateway service object. So iConnector gateway service. I need to prepare iConnector gateway service object. This is the first object. So let's do this. So how do you get this one? From portal runtime. So the service, to get the service object that you are looking for, get it from the portal runtime. So portal runtime, so get runtime resources dot get service, and you can see here get service method. So and this get service method takes a key of your service. That's a standard service. So every service has an interface part and implementation part. So the interface contains key. So through interface you can access, through the key we can access the functionality or the implementation part of the service. So here the service get service method takes the key, that's the iConnector gateway service, that key. So iConnector gateway service, this is the interface, and this got the key actually, and you can see this is the key, and it takes that one. So save, and need to typecast, I think